Christopher Horner, author, researcher, litigator at the Supreme Court, advisor to Congress, new book, Power Grab. Don't forget our new video we're carrying, Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic, States' Rights Movement, difference between a democracy and a republic, available at Infowars.com, or you can watch it online at prisonplanet.tv. And your purchases of books and videos make this radio broadcast, what we do here, possible. So you got big mega corporations in bed with government to create monopolies. As John D. Rockefeller I said, competition is a sin. And this will destroy our free market system that's made this nation so great. Has nothing to do with the environment. Chris, we were talking during the break, and you pled, many times before the Supreme Court. The arrogance level, though, I mean, I don't see Republicans opposing Elena Kagan, who was like Joe Stalin in drag or something. And then I was talking to you about what's happening with BP, and, it just seems like it's a lawlessness. But give us your take on that in closing.
Well, what we said before, going out last time, was the idea to many elected officials that Washington is not responsible for economic growth is anathema here. So somebody like Rand Paul, who's going to come up and say those things, is going to be a troublemaker and isolated. You've got companies like BP who choose. Remember, their favorite politician in the last 2 decades was Barack Obama, a guy who swore to cause your listeners' energy prices to skyrocket. BP had no problem with that. Obama swore he had no problem with high gas prices. He just said they shouldn't go up too fast for the obvious reason. People will start calling for policies that will allow us greater access to the greatest energy reserves in the world. So you've got a problem with these companies like BP that are a bit, look, they can have their public spats now, but it's not that much of a spat. BP remains in bed mostly with the left, sometimes with the right, in Washington-style right, because they, like Enron, lost the plot. They began as an energy company, and then they started to try to make money off of derivatives and windmills and solar panels and pushing paper and not making anything. They tried to make money off of doing nothing. Now, a couple of months after I left Enron in 97, there was an Oval Office meeting, August 4th, 1997. Sir John Brown of BP and Ken Lay from Enron with the President of the United States and the Vice President, Al Gore. And on August 1st, 1997, a Friday, in preparation for the Monday Oval Office meeting, there was a briefing memo written for Ken Lay, which is available online at masterresource.org. You can find it. In it, they say, okay, the unanimous Senate, the context was a week or so before the Senate had unanimously said, don't go to Kyoto and do this. So these two fellows, Ken Lay and John Brown of BP, go into the Oval Office, and they say, ignore that Senate. You got to go to Kyoto, and you got to do it, and here's what it has to be. And since, obviously, we know who won that one, there's a memo also available at Master Resource, and I discussed it in my book, from Ken Lay's Kyoto advisor from Kyoto 5 months later saying this treaty is exactly what we've been lobbying for. So the unanimous Senate gets ignored when they say, look, we go along with a lot, but not this. Not what Jacques Chirac calls global governance, not an obvious wealth transfer, not obviously rationing energy here.
How has the Senate changed, though? They can see that everything Obama's doing is political suicide, and still it looks like they'll be able to pass it. Are they all bought off? Are they blackmailed? What's going on?
Well, Lindsey Graham's gotten so much pushback. He was the test case, and now the folks in South Carolina aren't happy with him, and so he says he'll vote for it, but he won't be a co-sponsor. Look, progress, I know if Cap Weinberger said about Détente, if this is progress, we can't afford much more progress, but you start setting some examples here. When Democrats are running as anti-cap and traders, as happened in the Pennsylvania race in which they succeeded, when Scott Brown wins Massachusetts, saying in Cambridge that, no, you don't do this until you get to the bottom of what stinks. Of course, we don't know where he's going to vote on this thing. You are turning a very big ship of statism trying to steal your liberties. But read that book and listen to what they're saying.
No, I agree with you. We're having victories that they're having to bait and switch now and aren't calling it cap and trade. Amazing. Christopher Horner, thank you for coming on with us. The book is Power Grab, in stores all over, CEI.org. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Alex.
You bet. I'm out of time. Retransmission starts now, ladies and gentlemen. Standing up for humanity, for the interest of the people, for the Republic. God bless you all. Infowars.com.
You are listening to GCN.